Creepers, where'd you get those creepers? Creepers, creepers, where'd you get those eyes? Cause y'all get up, how'd they get so lit up? Cause y'all get up, how'd they get that size? Creepers, creepers, where'd you get those creepers? Creepers.
Hey, what's up guys, it's Bakes. Thank you for joining me for shelf number 3 of my Shelf by Shelf series. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this series so far. There's still so much of my horror movie collection to go through, so we're not going to run out of episodes anytime soon. But as I said, today is shelf number 3, so let's get into it because these videos normally take a little while. So starting off this shelf, we have a film called The Cave. Fun creature feature, it's nothing amazing. Think of something like The Descent. Obviously not as good because The Descent is awesome, but yeah, I think it actually came out the same year as well, which is funny enough because it's very similar in the plot. Cell, Stephen King adaptation. I thought this movie had an okay start, but lost me as it kept going. Changeling, directed by Clint Eastwood with Angelina Jolie and John Malkovich. Not a horror, but definitely got horrific shit in there, and very tense and suspenseful and creepy. So good movie. Next up we have Charlie's Farm. Fun modern slasher that's a bit of a throwback. Yeah, as I said, lots of fun. Tara Reid, Nathan Jones, Bill Moseley, Kane Hodder. So you should know what you're getting yourself into. Australian film as well. Last one here, I'm holding them all together because I don't want it to tip over. Cheap Thrills. Yeah, this is a really entertaining watch. This guy here is sort of down on his luck, needs money, and oh, what's the actor's name? This guy here anyway. Starts paying him to do more and more like outrageous shit for money and ends up like crossing lines and whatever. It's yeah, really entertaining movie though, for sure. Gets like a bit fucked up at points as well. Alright, moving on. Here we have Cherry Falls, super underrated slasher, basically about this serial killer who is killing people who are virgins. So all these high schoolers start trying to hook up and lose their virginities so they don't get killed. Yeah, I'd know a fair few of my friends who are still getting picked off in this movie. But yeah, super fun watch. Here we have Child's Play. I mean, I'm not going to dwell on this one for too long. It is a classic film from a classic franchise. Definitely in like my top 5 favorite franchises. Chucky himself could be my favorite horror villain. Classic movie. Here we have this Child's Play set. It's got Child's Play 2, which is my favorite in the franchise. Child's Play 3, which I know a lot of people sort of hate on, but I love Child's Play 3. I just think it's so much fun. And Seed of Chucky, which isn't good. Yeah. If you guys watch my last Shelf by Shelf, you would know that Bride of Chucky is over in the B's. That's just how I do my movies, alphabetical order. So you'll see Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky come up soon. Child's Play remake. I thought this one was okay. I know a lot of people liked it. I really enjoy the first 2 acts of this movie, but it's the third that I feel kind of lets it down. Still an above average movie, but yeah, I don't know. Chocolate Strawberry Vanilla. I know a lot of people really like this movie. It's a bit of a like character study on this guy here, and he sort of just starts going insane by the end. Interesting movie, but yeah, I didn't love it. One again that's not really a horror, but Chopper, based on the true story of the Australian Mark Chopper Reid, quite an icon here in Australia. But yeah, really good movie. It's one of my favourites, honestly. I really like Chopper. Christine, John Carpenter. I mean, it's a John Carpenter movie based on a Stephen King novel, so a lot of people know this one. It's definitely not underrated, but I just still feel like this movie needs more love. Christine is awesome. I think like just the fact that it's a killer car, some people are like, but Christine's awesome. Here's a really cool indie film called Circus of the Dead, basically about this group of clowns that go around fucking shit up. Yeah, really cool movie. A little bit like Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes, if you can say that. Yeah, cool watch though, for sure. City of the Living Dead, one of my favourite Lucio Fulci films. I'm not sure if it's my number one, but definitely up there. I love City of the Living Dead. I think it's awesome. Climax, this is sort of a recent pickup. I watched it though. It seems like every man and their dog loves this movie, and I can see why, but it wasn't really my sort of taste. Clockwork Orange, I mean, cult classic, iconic film. Won't dwell on that one for too long. Another indie low budget movie that I think a lot of people should check out. It's sort of like an American Giallo. Close Calls. Yeah, this girl's home alone and she's getting these calls on the phone, and yeah, this movie's a bit trippy and it's been a little while since I last checked it out, but definitely an interesting watch. The Clovitch Killer. Yeah, I really like this movie as well. Very grounded and realistic, and this killer's going around this town taking people out, and this kid is trying to figure out who it is. Yeah, really fun. Not fun, but enjoyable movie. It's pretty bleak, actually. Cloverfield. A lot of people praise this for being one of the better modern found footage movies. But to be quite honest, I don't come back to this one quite often. I think it's just sort of okay. Cloverfield Paradox. A lot of people shat on this one, and by all means it's not a great movie at all, but it's by far not unwatchable or anything. It's okay. Clown. I love Clown. I think it's awesome. I think it's so much fun, while also remaining scary, and yeah, just really rewatchable. And I know some people are kind of mixed on this one, but I think Clown is awesome. Cocaine Bear. I'm still in its wrapper, but I saw this one in cinemas this year. Funnily enough, I just wish it had more bear in it. There's too many scenes of just people talking, but that scene with the ambulance and the bear in the cottage, I think that's awesome. The Collection, which is the follow-up to The Collector, which you might be like, why do you have it that way around? But again, I'm weird like that because it needs to be in alphabetical order. But either way, both movies are pretty good. The Collector is definitely the better of the two. Come to Daddy. I honestly fell asleep watching this movie, so I've only seen it the once and not in full. It was okay from what I remember. Like, I fell asleep just purely because I was tired, but I'll need to give that one a rewatch. Coming Home in the Dark. Definitely a bleak movie for sure. A film from New Zealand. Yeah, that opening sort of 20 minutes is gonna hit hard, and the rest of the movie kind of is where I lose interest, but yeah, watchable movie for sure. Company of Wolves. I love this cover. I'm not the biggest fan of the movie, but I think the cover art is awesome. It's like a compilation anthology of werewolf stories. It's alright. Compliance. Based on a true story. I know a lot of people really like this movie. And I'm gonna sort of sound a bit like a fucking asshole here, but this movie, I just, like, I can't believe it's based on a true story and, like, they kind of fell for it. I don't know. That sort of just takes me out of it. I know I might sound like a dog for saying that, but if you've seen the movie, yeah, I don't know. I feel like if I was in that situation, I just would have been like, no, like, I'm not fucking doing that, you know? The Conjuring, I mean, modern classic, will be a future classic as well. Enough said. Conjuring 2, I think it's just as good as the first one. I find it to be probably more rewatchable than the first. But yeah, good movie. The Conjuring 3, still in its wrapper, but I have seen it. Definitely the weakest of the three for me, but I'm excited to give it a rewatch. Ooh. This shelf isn't too high off the ground, but I'm standing on my feet this time and just reaching my arms up. It's sort of hurting my shoulders, but whatever. Contagion, again more of a thriller / drama, but yeah, still again lots of horrific shit in here. Pretty stacked cast. Yeah, and interesting to watch like after COVID as well. I know I don't want to remind too many people of COVID, but whatever. Coraline, a lot of people are going to be saying, what is this doing in your collection? I mean, because the film's animated, does it not make it kind of horror and Halloween sort of vibey? And this movie is kind of genuinely creepy, you know? I really like Coraline. Fuck it, that's why I have it in the collection. The Craft, I really like this movie. I don't believe in guilty pleasures, because you just sort of like what you like, but I think a lot of people would sort of consider it to be one. I really enjoy that movie. The Craft Legacy. Not as good, but kind of surprising. I did enjoy this one as well. I thought it was alright. Next up, Crawl. Killer alligator movie. House gets flooded after a tsunami or cyclone or whatever you want to call it, and the house gets filled with gators, and she has to figure out how to get out, and I think she needs to rescue her dad as well. Yeah, entertaining watch for sure. Crawl Space with Klaus Kinski. He's just a fucking creepy dude, look at him. But entertaining watch for sure. I'll leave it at that. The Crazies remake. Believe it or not, have not seen the original. But I'm also not the biggest fan of this one, so leave it at that. Creature. I think this one's sort of known as like an Alien ripoff. I wouldn't be able to tell you because this movie is like almost so hard to get through. And not to mention the video quality of this movie is fucking terrible also, so yeah, not a good movie. Creep. I think it's time for a rewatch of this one because everyone seems to really like this movie, and I've only ever seen it like once or twice, and both of them a long time ago, so it's like in a subway system, this girl gets lost, and there's this thing following her around. Enjoyable movie apparently, but I just need to give it a rewatch. Creepshow, one of the best horror anthologies out there. I love Creepshow, but I'd have to say I love Creepshow 2 even more. Yes, less stories in it, but I feel like they're pretty much 3 for 3. I feel like The Hitchhiker is the weakest of the 3, but Chief Woodenhead and The Raft, just awesome stories. Creepshow 3, pretty much in association of name only. Terrible. Yeah, it's really bad. Crimes of the Future, newest David Cronenberg movie. The first half of this movie is alright, but it just starts to lose me when it gets a little bit too weird and out there, and I start to be like, okay, what the fuck is happening, and I lose interest, but it's okay. Crimson Peak. I really like the end of this movie. This one's alright, not too bad. Almost through shelf 3, my arms are burning from holding this camera up and lifting. The Critters franchise. Yeah, I mean, one of the better Gremlins sort of rip-offs. Critters is awesome. Critters 2 is even better. Critters 3 with Leonardo DiCaprio as a kid. Yeah, the first 3 are really solid. Critters 4 is actually not good at all. Critters Attack, modern sequel to it, has its moments but not great. Croc, for a low budget Killer Crocodile movie, this one's actually not too bad. I used to rent it all the time from my video rental store, and I don't know how I've still got it. Maybe I accidentally stole it when I was younger, but I like Croc. Good movie. The Crow with Brandon Lee. Yeah, just super gothic and superhero sort of leaning stuff. Vigilante. Yeah, Crow's awesome. Cry Wolf. I know this movie's hit and miss with a lot of people, and I'm not going to say that it's underrated or it's great, but I remember this one being better than what a lot of people kind of say. Definitely some missed opportunities, but Crywolf is alright. Cube. A lot of people love Cube. I think Cube's pretty solid. I probably don't like it as much as other people, but Cube Zero. I don't remember this one too well, if I'm being honest. Cujo, the first Stephen King adaptation I ever watched. So it has a soft spot in my heart for that reason, and it's a watchable movie. It's quite entertaining, at least, you know. Getting to those Chucky movies that I said would eventually get to. Cult of Chucky. I like the setting of this movie. It has its moments, but by the end, when he's doing the voodoo for dummies and splitting his soul, that's where it loses me. Yeah, a little bit disappointing. A Cure for Wellness. Now, this is definitely an underrated movie. First of all, the setting and the shots of this movie are really fucking stunning and beautiful. The score as well is insanely good. I really like A Cure for Wellness. The story is pretty solid as well, so yeah, all round it's a really underrated movie. The Cured. I don't remember this one too well, if I'm being honest, so let's push that back in. Curse of Chucky. Of the later of the Child's Play movies, this is one of, if not the best of them all. I really love Curse of Chucky. Gonna leave it at that. The Curse of the Weeping Woman, probably better well known to other people as The Curse of La Llorona. Here in Australia it's Weeping Woman, I don't know why, but whatever. This movie is kind of bad but watchable and fun because it's not amazing. At least it's better than Annabelle in the Conjuring universe. That first Annabelle movie is garbage. Daniel Isn't Real. Yeah, really unique and inventive movie. Basically like a killer imaginary friend. Parasite sort of thing. Yeah, really interesting movie. I've done a review of that one. The Dark. I thought this one was okay. Nothing amazing, but I thought it was alright. Dark Skies. I mentioned before in one of my earlier Shelf by Shelves, I love alien horror movies, and for a long time I put this one off because it always seems to be in bargain bins and that sort of shit, but I eventually watched it and I fucking think this movie is insanely good. Super creepy as well, really creepy. Alien movies make my skin crawl as is, so yeah. Dark Room, old school, low budget slasher, nothing crazy. Dawn of the Dead remake by Zack Snyder. Actually don't own the original, but this one's not bad. George Romero's Day of the Dead. I mean, a classic. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like it as much as other people, but don't burn me at the stake for it. I still enjoy this movie, just I don't like it as much as other people. But at least it's better than the remake. Day of the Dead, this movie is fucking terrible. But I'm gonna leave it there. Alright, that is the end of shelf number 3. We'll get back underway with shelf number 4 soon enough, guys. Hopefully I'll have that video out soon enough. But thank you for supporting my channel and this series. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying it. And I'll see you for shelf number 4 soon enough, guys. Peace.